Why didn't you put it in writing? Because your family.
Yeah.
That doesn't help. He may be right. Now, how much are you suing him for?
1,675.
Did something happen?
Judge. It's just...
Was there something funny? I'm just wondering.
These numbers up.
Yeah.
What? That's a post-it.
Materials, diesel and labour.
Just wait for a second. You've come to court today. I've asked for corroborating material, so much so I've asked my clerk to speak to you to make sure that you can provide me with some evidence. And you've come to court, wait for it, drum roll, with a post-it. I'm just going to get it.
Well, but the thing is, at the end of the day, I can't prove it because I paid cash out for him.
Towards the end of July, once this agreement had been verbally concluded, did you put anything in writing?
Yes.
Do you accept signing this agreement?
Yes, I do.
This comes on the back of something else,
Yes.
right? You pulled it out of a notepad.
Yeah.
Right, something with adult
No,
boxes in...
that's irrelevant.
It's relevant, sir, because I need to get a sense whether this is an authentic document.
OK.
So what you've written on the back gives me an indication as to whether or not this is real and kosher. Understood?
Yes.
On the back, you're buying potpourri, body baubles, hankies, candle tea lights, lavender bags, and a shoe cleaning kit. On the other side, in addition to your contract, which is on the flip side of this document, you're buying an eye shimmer set. Do you have some sort of alter ego I don't know about?
No, I do markets, a couple of markets.
I understand. Right, that's part of your job. Now, you wrote this, pulled it out, you wrote it. It's a very sensible thing to do. Your name, for the sum of £4,000, buy the Range Rover, as seen, tried and tested. In other words, you tested the vehicle. There's no complaint about the quality of it, just to be clear. It's a very sensible thing. What you've written there is a very wise thing to put on a document when you're selling a car, because you have categorically stated that he tried and tested it. I don't always see that.
Yeah.
It's very good indeed. Payment to be made on Tuesday of every week for 4 weeks, and it sets the date you're supposed to pay, £1,000 to you, James, and any default in payment will be increased by 20%. This is a legal document. And what you've done is, what you've done next is the first time I've ever seen this in my courtroom. What does it say? Can you see it says...
It says, if you put, to make a document legal, if you put a stamp on it and the person signs the agreement over the Queen's head, it's a legal document.
Is that right?
Yeah, if you check it on Google, it will tell you.
Just wait for a second. I don't need several decades of legal training. What I need to do, talking, is to go on Google.
No.
Any other legal advice?
No, I've done it in the past.
Normally, by a stamp, they don't mean a postage stamp. They mean an ordinary stamp. You've put a postage stamp on it. Now, I have to tell you, the reason you want a stamp is because what a stamp has is the relevant date that the contract has been concluded. This is just a postage stamp.
Yeah.
It doesn't actually have a date on it.
Yeah.
Do you see? Your claim is for £1,250.
That's correct, Judge.
And you specifically rely on a document. Can you hand that document up to me now, please? Thank you very much. Thank you. Now, what you say to me is that this is a letter that was sent to you. Is that right?
This was... When all this was going on, I was getting various different messages and reviews on Facebook and on my emails. A lot of them, where I was panicking, I was deleting. That, because I wanted to save, I had to put on a Word document.
Unfortunately, we've now decided we no longer require your services. This is due to certain Facebook posts I've recently seen. Also, I have had one of your current clients direct message me personally when I announced your company was doing the works, a gentleman called David. John, the things he had told me are extremely worrying. I thought you were an honest builder, not a con man, according to your client. Therefore, I retract any contracts with your firm. Sir, have you been telephoning people calling him a con man?
No, absolutely not.
I've looked at this document for about 3 seconds, sir. You look at me, because I'm a bit worried. And let me just tell you this, sir. Before I dealt with disputes like this, I used to look at piles of paper in big old cases, and at the centre of them, even in great big international fraud cases, there'd be one ropey document. You understand? With eagle eye for them. And my job would be to go through all of these documents and find the one ropey one. The one that didn't smell right. You understand? Like a fart in a shed.
Right, OK.
I'm very troubled by this document. If I were to look on the electoral register, as I can do, that's open to me.
Yep.
That the person who's named here will match the telephone number and the address.
I don't know about the telephone number because it's a mobile number. I don't know how it works.
Consequently, you give me consent to go and check that.
Of course.
Thank you very much. Michelle, are you happy and satisfied that you have the information to do a search here?
Yeah, we can do that.
Thank you very much. Michelle's just going to bring in a computer. Now, just to be clear, whilst she's bringing that in, how did you prepare this document? Where does it come from? How did it come to be on this piece of paper?
Came in an email.
Right.
And I copy and pasted it onto a Word document.
Exactly verbatim. In other words, exactly as it was. You've just cut and pasted it onto a Word document.
That's correct.
From an email to you, and now this is just an email.
To an extent.
Thanks very much.
There you go, thanks.
Thank you. Now, Michelle, just come here for a second. Forgive my handwriting. Just go and have a look at this. Do you recognise this mobile number? You just said to me that that's the one that you have got in touch with this gentleman.
It's not. I don't know numbers off the top of my head, but if that's on a piece of paper, then yes, Judge.
Thank you very much. Mind handing it back?
Thank you.
Just an email, thank you. Now, one of the difficulties here is that that mobile number can be searched for, and it does connect to somebody. Do you know who that person is?
I don't, Judge.
It's somebody at your house.
So it's the wrong number.
Can you explain that to me, sir?
Then that's a misprint.
So the evidence that you have been, you would say, slandered, I have to rely on this piece of paper.
There's 2 other photos that states from Dave specifically slandering, telling me how I haven't paid my staff and a number of other things.
Now, it seems to me that you're still working.
Yep.
It seems to me that despite all of this, whatever has been on Facebook is sufficiently in the past that people are still, correctly in my view, prepared to employ you.
No, Judge. I haven't had any work from Facebook whatsoever since. And that was 70% of my income originally.
However, on Facebook, there is no evidence that you've been able to provide me whatsoever calling you a con man, just commenting on the quality of your work.
Not the word of con man, no, but there are comments that he's blatantly lied regarding me and my company.
Is that on a record or not?
It's all on record.
Now, you've got, and I want to be clear, for the purpose of the court, you've supplied me with the dog's medical record. Can I see that record, please, the original? Thank you very much. Dr. Victoria, do you have a copy of this?
Yes, Judge, I do.
Thank you very much. And everything looks fairly normal in terms of weight. The testicles of the dog had descended, muzzled off. And then, if we turn over the page, the next thing it says is no more diarrhea. What do you make of that note?
I'm afraid it doesn't make sense, Judge, because the date on the bottom of this first sheet is the 10th of August, when a wormer was dispensed for the owner to, or breeder to use on the dog. and then it goes suddenly talking about diarrhoea, when there's no connection. And unfortunately, there isn't a date on the second page, so we don't know when that was.
Looking at this, would you agree with me? It looks like somebody has decided to cut the bottom of it off.
That's what it looks like, Judge.
Have you done that?
No.
Is this a complete and original record?
Yeah.
Did you cut the bottom of that record off before coming
No.
to court?
No.
Looks odd, doesn't it?
It does.
Thank you very much. Why does it look odd, Kevin?
Too small.
Too small. Have a look. You may not know what's happened here. Thank you, sir. This is your witness, Kevin.
Yeah.
I can see a jagged cut at the bottom of that piece of paper. What does it look like to you?
Like it's been cut.
With what?
Scissors.
No, I haven't.
Kevin?
No, I haven't cut it. There's nothing there, what was on there, to be cut
It's
off.
half the size. Now, it's very difficult to ask a gentleman about size, but trust me, sir. Before coming to court, you cut that document, didn't you?
There's nothing on the document what I cut off.
So, yes, you have cut that document, haven't you?
Well, there's nothing on the bottom of it.
You cut the document
Yeah.
with scissors. And the bit that you cut off...
But nothing on it.
Nonsense. Don't be stupid. Stay and watch the best Judge Rinder moments. And I'm talking. Understood? Don't be a moron. Subscribe to Judge Rinder YouTube channel. Right now. That's an order.